In this video, you'll learn how to perform liquidity mining on Uniswap. That means providing liquidity in a liquidity pool to earn the Uni tokens. I'll go over the risks, the benefits, what you have to do to provide liquidity on Uniswap, as well as at the end of the video, I'm going to bring a small refresher on impermanent losses. It's a very important concept so that you don't get wrecked when providing liquidity either to Uniswap or any other pools on other platforms. My name is Kierin and I'm your DeFi guide, making sure that you are safe in the space because there are many hacks, scams, people out there to grab your money away from you. And I want to be your map and compass to make sure that you reach your goal of financial independence. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you like this type of content, as well as the like button, as that helps out with the videos. It's free, just takes 1 second. A small tap helps out the video a lot. Let's continue. Before we start, you have to think about a few aspects of providing liquidity to figure out if it's something for you. First of all, you can't be a complete beginner. You have to understand what MetaMask is, what Trust Wallet is, how to change gas fees, as well as how much it will cost to enter into these liquidity pools, as well as to exit them. Because if you understand all of that, you also realize how much it will cost you as a total and how much of an amount you will have to start with in order for it to be profitable. With that said, in this pool, we'll be depositing ETH and wrapped BTC. So before you start with the tutorial, you'll have to buy some wrapped BTC. So go on to app.uniswap.org, click on connect with your Trust Wallet or MetaMask. And now what you want to do is click on Uni. And then here you've got different options you can provide to the ETH DAI, ETH USDC, ETH USDT, and I will provide for the ETH wrapped BTC pool. So I have to have wrapped BTC in my wallet. I click on deposit, and now you can click on add ETH wrapped BTC liquidity. You have to provide 50% of both. So the same amount in US dollar valuation for wrapped BTC and ETH. I'll provide 2.1 wrapped BTC and 2.92 ETH. Happy with that. I click on approved wrapped BTC, the ERC20 token. You have to first approve it. You have to confirm this in your wallet, either the Trust Wallet or MetaMask. You have to click on assign this transaction after you clicked on approve. It will take a few seconds. It probably costs around $5 at the current gas fee prices. As soon as that's done, we can continue to the next step. All right, so it's been approved. It went through, the transaction went through. I can click on supply. I confirm the supply and I'll receive these pool tokens. These are important, as you see in a bit. So here I get all the information, how much ETH I'm depositing, how much wrapped BTC I'm depositing, the rates, the share of the pool 0.00214%, and then I can click on confirm supply to add liquidity to this pool. Relatively simple. So the transaction has been submitted. You can look at it on Etherscan. You just have to click on that link. I'll just wait. I think it cost me around $15 to provide liquidity to this pool. It will take a little bit to confirm. So this is the information about my position. So now there's a second step that you have to do. Now you click again on Uni, then click again on deposit. Now what you have to do is deposit these Uni Liquidity V2 LP tokens they just received. Click it, and then you can click on approve. I will receive 3.341 Uni per week. At the current prices, that's about $20 per week. I click on approve and deposit these liquidity pool tokens. The transaction has been submitted. It will have to be added to the next block on the Ethereum blockchain. It will take a little bit. So now it's passed, successful, cost me $10. So all in all these gas fees do make up a quite large amount, I think around $40, something like that. So you have to enter the liquidity pool with a sizable amount for it to be profitable. So I think starting at $4,000 plus, it starts getting profitable. However, you do have inherent smart contract risks as well as other type of risk associated with liquidity pools. So it's definitely a lot more risky than just holding on to your coins, and you have to be comfortable with this risk So what you can do is go onto uniswap.info/accounts. The way that you add your account is you click on accounts and then you paste your Ethereum address where you supplied liquidity. You click on load account details, and here you get some information about your liquidity pool. It doesn't offer a lot of information. There are a few better options I'll show you in a bit. So a better way to have an overview of the liquidity that you provided, you can go onto liquidity-vision.search.sh, click on connect to wallet. I'm using the Trust wallet. I'll use the Wallet Connect app, scan the QR code, and then I'm connected to this analytics tool that will help me track my liquidity pool profits. And it will also aggregate all the transactions fees I paid for that liquidity pool. So I paid around $36, and the net gain at the moment is minus $26. So it will take me a while to be profitable. So another option to view your liquidity pool information is to go onto debank.com. You can collect with many different wallets. I'm already connected. So when I click on a portfolio, I can see all the information about my liquidity pool, the total asset, the net worth. And down here, I've also got some great information such as the value, the claimable amount in Uni, as well as the annual percentage yield, which is 42.68%. I think that's pretty good, but I'm pretty sure this will go a bit lower, especially since I don't think that you will receive Uni for a long time. I think you will only receive it for the next 60 days. And then afterwards, you won't be able to receive any Uni by providing liquidity. So I have to see after 60 days if it's still profitable to provide liquidity to Uniswap. However, the annual percentage yield is pretty good. The last topic I'd like to talk about is impermanent losses. It's a super important concept you have to understand before you provide liquidity to any staking pools. If you don't understand this, you probably get wrecked, as there are some trading pairs that are more suitable and some that are not suitable for staking. So the idea between impermanent loss is that when you provide liquidity to pool, you always have to provide the same amount of both pairs. So in my case, I provided the same amount of USD for ETH and wrapped BTC. And the thing is, like, the demand changes. So sometimes there's more demand for ETH and it shifts in the direction of ETH, and sometimes there's more demand for wrapped BTC, so shifts in the direction of wrapped BTC, and the exchange ratio changes, as you can see with this example with bananas and apples, and it moves along this curve. However, on Uniswap, it doesn't work as flawlessly. It deviates a little bit from this curve, and these deviations, so the price might go a little bit below the current price of, for example, ETH, or a little bit below the current price of wrapped BTC, due to very fast changes in the price. And this loss is called impermanent loss. So if the price of ETH goes up massively, then exchange ratio changes between ETH and wrapped BTC. In short, impermanent loss is countered by the trading fees. So Uniswap charges 0.3% per trade between ETH and an ERC20 token, and 0.6% per trade between ERC20 tokens and other ERC20 tokens. Now, how do you counter this the best way possible? So one way to do that is choose trading pairs that have a very high correlation with each other. Correlation means if one pair goes up, the other pair also goes up. If one pair goes down, the other pair also goes down. Super high correlated assets are like stablecoins. Two stablecoins in a staking pool are super high correlated because stablecoins very rarely change their dollar valuation. So here is a good visualization. On the left hand side, you've got good for Uniswap liquidity pools. And on the right hand side, you've got bad for Uniswap liquidity pools. And this concept is valid for any type of staking pool. It doesn't really matter if it's on Uniswap or any other ones. As you can see here, super high correlation. Stablecoins don't really move at all. But another example of super high correlated assets would be ETH or wrapped ETH, and I don't know, maybe synthetic ETH, SETH, as well as other ERC20 tokens that have similar background, maybe like wrapped BTC and REM BTC. I believe that ETH and wrapped BTC also have a pretty high correlation. That's why I chose the ETH wrapped BTC trading pair when supplying liquidity, because ETH DAI is not correlated. So if the price of ETH goes up massively up or massively down, you have some impermanent loss that you have to counter with the trading fees. Sometimes it's not possible to counter it with the trading fees. So this is a concept you have to be aware of before providing liquidity. Otherwise you get wrecked. If you choose two assets where one of them loses massively in value or gains massively in value, you'll be at a loss. And yeah, you can kiss all your profits goodbye. So basically that was my short video on how to provide liquidity on Uniswap and earn some Uni tokens, as well as a quick refresher on what impermanent loss is, as I want you to be safe in the DeFi space. Now, my recommendation is definitely do some calculations on how much you'd have to provide, as well as make a risk assessment if you're willing to risk this amount of money. In my opinion, you have to keep a few things in mind before you provide liquidity. First of all, below $2,000, it just doesn't make sense to provide liquidity to any pools unless it's like super high APR. But very often the super high APR means that these pools also have a very high risk because of impermanent loss. You also have to realize that you're going to be paying a lot of fees, and these will eat into your profits. So you have to make a small calculation and realize how long you have to keep into the pool so that you remain profitable. And last but not least, please be aware that all of these DeFi applications are still in their baby shoes. You never really know what is going to happen. So be comfortable that you can lose everything that you put into these platforms. It's how it is. With that said, I wish you a fantastic day, and I'll catch you in the next video. If you've got any suggestions, leave them in the comments down below.